I just watched Malcolm and Marie, and I don't think it's that good.
I just watched Malcolm and Marie, and I think it's okay.
I just watched Malcolm and Marie, and I hate you, Tanner.
To be fair, when there was an attempted cop-out to go watch Treasure Planet, I wanted us to do a contemporary movie for adults, because clicks. I think that this movie's, in the top 10 on Netflix, according to Netflix, and, it's a black and white indie bottle film about a relationship between two really big movie stars. So, there's some stuff to say about this, right?
This shit's gonna get nominated at the Oscars, and I'm gonna fucking hate it. It's in this year's Oscar window because they extended that to the end of February. It's Oscar eligible, guys.
I'm gonna absolutely hate it too.
Maybe they'll have a best movie made in the pandemic category, specifically for all of the student film level films that can now be produced under the guise of COVID-19 restrictions.
This sure as hell felt like a student movie.
Boy, did it ever.
What student film things did they have in this film?
Black and white. White director.
Overly long dialogue that thinks it's smart when it really isn't.
Someone who really thinks they're Aaron fucking Sorkin.
Characters who say exactly what they're feeling.
Yeah! And yet they still took 2 hours to resolve their problem. Sam Levinson doesn't care about black people.
Yeah, we should talk about the director for a second.
Sam Levinson doesn't care about people.
He's the son of Barry Levinson, a good filmmaker.
I wonder if Sam Levinson was the inspiration for Rain Man. I'm just gonna say that right here.
Puff a vape cloud from Austin. That's perfect timing. Gangsta shit. That's maybe. I have not liked anything Sam Levinson has made. I did not like Assassination Nation. I was not impressed from what little I saw of Euphoria. As a matter of fact, Euphoria makes me deeply uncomfortable. Why are they high school students?
I watched maybe like 2 episodes of Euphoria, and I kind of picked up pretty quick that it wasn't gonna be for me.
I'm not even saying that Euphoria is bad, it just makes me uncomfortable.
Well, this has a lot to do with Euphoria. This project is basically it's like a jobs program for people who worked on Euphoria.
Now I'm a
I
prick.
look like a dick for not liking it.
Tanner, you're not the one who wrote like a 4 or 5 paragraph long scathing review of it on Letterboxd.
Joe, would you read some of your Letterboxd review? Would you be able to pull that up quickly enough that you could read us some excerpts? Because I woke up to that this morning and it was fun.
Yeah, I said this in a group chat with my podcasting friends. This movie is the equivalent of Sam Levinson making a movie out of the Katy Perry song Hot and Cold, but worse. They fight, they break up, they kiss, they make up. They don't really want to stay, but they don't really want to go. It's a fucking couple fighting, arguing, making up over the same fucking thing for almost 2 fucking hours. It felt like I was watching the visual representation of a fucking broken record.
That's beautiful. At most, Sam Levinson is using this movie as a vehicle to be like, how dare you don't like Assassination Nation, which, sorry Sam, you should have made a good fucking movie. Back to the movie though. John David Washington is really good in it, I think. There are times he gets a little too over the top. I blame that on the directing.
I think there's this interesting thing that happens when you're talking about movies because there's sort of like a generally like liberal hegemony. Anything too far left of that is sort of out of the main discourse. Anything too far right of that is very much just like demonized. Like never mention Craig S. Zoller ever, or like Run, Hide, Kill. And what's interesting about Sam Levinson's movies is it definitely plays around with people because they badly, especially most of the published critics, want to maintain like the liberal hegemony, and they have a set of tricks that they use to like shoot things that walk outside of it. And this movie definitely like causes weird sparks in the machine because it's white director, 2 black producers who happen to be the star. They're talking about like a white critic, but the director is a guy who got a bad review from a white critic. So it all kind of like makes you go like, is there some kind of insidious web going on here? Is this okay? And it's weird. I want to call him a provocateur, but I don't know how much of it is effective or artful in that capacity.
It's not provocative, but it sure is annoying. Zendaya's really bad.
Oh, that's the opposite of what most people are saying.
I thought she was flat as shit in the movie.
I never really cared for Zendaya to begin with, so that I kind of had that disadvantage going in. But I agree with Tanner. She is flat as hell in this. And honestly, I feel like she was horribly miscast.
Which is frustrating because I actually really like her as an actress. I think she's a good actress. I love her in the Spider-Man movies, Joe. At times, I thought she was giving an emotional performance, but then a lot of the time I was just like, what are you doing?
Well, I think it's a mix of miscasting along with poor writing and very bad direction. Because what is Zendaya's character in this?
A drug addict.
Yeah, she's not Zendaya, she's Zandaya with like a fucking X in front of it.
I'm doing that wrong? Okay.
Yeah, she's a recovered drug addict who has like some it seems that at the beginning of the movie she has problems with the thing that happened that night, that he forgot to thank her for a movie that he made, John David Washington's character. And then over the course of the movie they sort of like peel back the layers of the relationship until near the end it comes out that she's been sort of harboring anger this entire time, that he told her story with his hit movie and did not cast her. It seems to be one of those arguments where someone's not saying what they mean because they like have to ramp up their anger, portionally until, I guess they can say what they really mean. It's strange. They communicate by hurting each other over and over again in order to get more honest with each other is what the gimmick seems to be.
Oh, that's why I don't like it. It reminds me of my old relationship. No, that was more Marriage Story, but I loved Marriage Story because that's a good movie. Sam Levinson saw Marriage Story and he's like, I'm gonna make that, but it's gonna be black and white. And that bitch that talks shit about Assassination Nation is gonna get it.
Sam Levinson wishes he was Noah Baumbach, because one thing this movie fucking reminds me of specifically is Joss Whedon's Much Ado About Nothing, the 2012 movie, because that was a movie Joss Whedon made with his friends at like his house because his wife designed his house and he always wanted to shoot a movie there. And it was filmed in secret, and I think it was filmed in secret, and it's a black and white kind of bottle film, and it's a Shakespeare adaptation, and they used mostly natural light, I believe, for that thing. Then you have Frances Ha with Noah Baumbach, mostly natural light, and it's in black and white for stylistic reasons. One of the big things that makes people go, fuck you about this movie before they even see it is the fact that it's in black and white.
It adds nothing. Like, I'm trying to understand why they made it black and white. Like, it's not like an old movie where they couldn't do anything else. This is a digital movie.
It was filmed on 35.
It was?
Okay. It was.
Okay.
In the opening credits, which was fucking bizarre that it just like started right off with credits for me.
Yeah, it's really like an old movie. Like that made it feel pretentious as hell.
Yeah, that was off-putting for me. But in the credits, they do list that it was shot on 35mm.
Good for Kevin Smith.
You can also kind of tell because you can see the grain a little bit.
We're talking about Clerks, right?
I wish.
A good movie. I don't know. If I could remove any context around the movie and look at it just on the surface, it was okay.
Well, yeah, that's something that actually gets brought up in the movie by John David Washington's character. He's frustrated with the LA Times critic, who is a stand-in for the LA Times critic that gave Assassination Nation a bad review in real life. He talks about how she is viewing the movie based on his identity, and he has the movie he fictionally released. And he has mixed feelings because he's black, so he gets points there, but he's a straight man, so he doesn't get points. He's talking about how this critic has this whole identity politics thing to get out, and he wants the movie to be analyzed in a more like mysterious way, something more subjective, something where it's less academic, at least in the mainstream perception of what academia is. He mentions that his fictional movie is being analyzed with too much context about the people who worked on it. Like there's a scene where he's reading the LA Times review, and they talk about how it's like a critique of the American healthcare system. And Zendaya has to remind him in this moment I really liked about how his lead actress, Taylor, who's brought up throughout the movie, was talking about that shit in a press junket, and that's why she brought it up. It has less to do with him and more so to do with the production as a whole.
I'm sorry, Sam Levinson. You can't remove the context of the people who made the movie from the movie.
Can you, though? I think you might be able to. I mean, for instance...
Not when it's Sam Levinson, because I don't want to give him the satisfaction.
I don't want to give him the satisfaction either.
Brandon.
God damn it, Tanner.
Brandon, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good.
How far along did you get in the movie before you quit?
On 1.5 times speed, I made it to about the 27-minute mark, so 17, 18 minutes and turned it off.
So you watched a good short film and then ended it. Because here's the thing, the movie just repeats the first 25 minutes ad nauseum.
Yeah, there was a part where, like, he says, or she says to him, only you can write me, right? Implying, like, I should have been in that film. And at that point, I was like, okay, here we go again. I've already seen this happen once. I can guess how this film's gonna go until the credits.
And you were right. You can literally watch the first 27 minutes and be done, and you'll get as much out of the movie.
To lend some credence to this, does Zendaya pee outside during the first 27 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, then yeah, that actually is true. I don't know if I'm misinterpreting it, but the ending of this movie is just John David Washington going outside to pee. And was that right or wrong?
Well, she was already outside too, so I don't know.
He had his hands positioned in a certain way where I was wondering, are they really ending this movie on, like, now he pees outside? They're both dogs now. Like, what the fuck?
Oh my god, I think you're right. Fuck this movie.
Of all the things, because when he turns off the lamp, or when Zendaya turns off the lamp and he's like, thank you, and he finally says thank you, I'm like, this is a shitty way to end the movie if this is like what's been resolved. And then they do that sequence the next morning where he goes outside and maybe pees, and I'm like, wow, you found a shittier way to end the movie. It wasn't very impactful.
It really wasn't.
Maybe the novelty just hadn't worn off for him yet.
This movie's bad.
I had some emotional highs and lows and things I found funny about this movie.
There are a lot of funny moments. I will give it that. It is funny at times.
There's a funny moment.
She, like, has a breakdown with a knife, and I was like, put the knife down. Calm down.
So, here's the thing. This is another one of those movies that I know about where the entire film is made way more enjoyable with the usage of Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass Band's hit single, Spanish Flea.
The one funny moment in the movie was when he was like,
well, damn, why'd you do that in the audition?
And I burst out laughing. Like, that was funny.
I couldn't tell if it was or not, because I was just like, okay, this feels like it's coming out of nowhere, and oh shit, we're probably about to start what we started at the beginning. The same damn thing. He's just gonna keep yelling.
They don't like critics. They don't like each other. But man, apparently macaroni and cheese is a whole meal to some people.
It can be. It can be if you eat enough of it.
No,
if you eat enough mac and cheese, it is a meal. If you eat enough mac and cheese, it is a meal.
If you eat enough styrofoam, you could be full too. It doesn't mean
no, you can't. That doesn't have nutritional value, though. Styrofoam
Neither does mac and
cheese.
cheese.
Yes, it does. It has sodium.
Look, man.
You need sodium in your diet. This is
Not
more
that
engaging.
much.
This is a more engaging fight than what the movie has.
There's a scene where John David Washington goes,
I don't give a fuck.
and like curls over in this really funny way, and I liked that part. I wrote
like
that down in my notes.
Where it was silent for 5 minutes, and then I know you're here. Fuck!
Fuck.
Yes. Because
like
he's
that
really good.
He's really confident about yelling when she's not in the room, and then when she comes in the room, he just buries himself lower into his mac and cheese, like, I got caught.
It's like, in retrospect, it's a lot funnier when you think about it, but I did not laugh when he yelled fuck just at random after like 5 minutes of silence.
I like the part where, like, she's taking a bath, and he's outside, and he knocks on the window, like,
What do you mean mediocre?
and then she's like, sinks into the bath water.
What do you mean mediocre? Like, that's what stuck with him after that
Yeah.
whole thing she told him.
If this movie was funnier, I would. If this movie was like more of an intentional comedy, I think it would be a lot better.
I would have been more excited if I saw that there were co-writer credits because, you know, Zendaya and John David Washington had producer roles. They were very much on board to make this movie. The director read like 10 pages of the screenplay to John David Washington on the phone, and John David Washington got fully torqued. But like, I think they should have helped him with the script maybe. Because if this is just a Sam Levinson joint, it kind of shows.
It does.
It is just the Sam Levinson joint, unfortunately. There is no co-writer on this.
They need to just sprinkle some more Breen in there.
A little bit of Neil. I'm glad I got you talking, Brandon. I tricked you into talking.
Oh, no.
You were silent for like the first 15 minutes, and I was like, nah.
Should have yelled fuck after 15 minutes.
Fuck! That's the movie. I don't know. I really don't have much more to say beyond what I've already said. It's biggest crime, and I said this about Underwater in my last video review from over a year ago. It committed the biggest crime a movie can do. It was boring.
Wilhelm Scream. Oh.
If there was a Wilhelm Scream in this,
10 out of 10.
Then honestly, that would have. I was gonna say it would just give like the movie one extra like
whole ass star.
half a
A whole ass star.
So congratulations, you went from half a star on my Letterboxd review, but now you have like one. You have like 1 star now because there's a Wilhelm Scream added for no reason.
I think you're judging this too harshly based on its proximity to your day. I feel like you wouldn't feel as harshly about this film if you didn't have to like immediately watch it right now and do a review right now. I like it's got a 56 or something on Rotten Tomatoes, and that's exactly how I felt about it. It wavers between being
it's just boring.
Oh, I hate it.
It wavers between being a good movie with some interesting shit going on and being a repetitious slog. But it's not. There's 50% of a good movie in here. I compared it to Caligula, or said it wasn't Caligula in the group chat because Assassination Nation, Sam Levinson's last movie, that gave me the same feelings after I watched it that Caligula did. It made me feel gross and shitty for watching it. It was an actively vengeful and mean movie that was fucking like gave no value to the person watching it.
Yep.
Whereas this movie didn't give me that like deep in my gut, fuck this, why'd I watch that feeling.
It didn't give me that. I just, like I said, I found it to be boring. There were the occasional good ideas, and I think I've tapped into the things I've liked already. It's would have been a good short film.
It made me hope that studios never give Sam Levinson money ever again.
Oh, this has been a smash success. He's gonna get more. Euphoria is one of the biggest shows in the country. Sam Levinson is gonna keep getting money. He's probably bigger than his father ever was, honestly, which sucks.
Well, I think that the thing they wrapped when they went to filming this was, I think, Euphoria season 2. So that's just coming down the pipe.
They've also had like a couple of Euphoria specials, I've noticed. It ain't going away. He ain't going away.
Damn shame.
I don't know. Each movie I've seen of him besides Assassination Nation has shown me there's something. He has ideas. So maybe we just get to keep watching him learn in real time, and then one day he makes a good movie. I don't know.
A lot of the Webster films that I watched were better than this movie.
They end quicker.
Yeah, but they also have a point.
This movie is light work. This is a level 1 boss, okay? I've seen Satan Tango. I don't fucking care, okay? Hour 47, I was blessed. This is nothing.
Yeah. No, I thought the same thing, for the record. When you guys were like, it's too long, and then Austin told me it's under 2 hours long, I was like, what the fuck? You guys lied to me. I watched the Empire State Building movie. I saw that in its entirety.
You've seen all of that?
Yes!
I never said in that group chat that it was long. I said that it felt like it was long. There's a difference.
It didn't feel long either, thankfully. It actually ended quickly.
It felt like it was dragging, because pacing is non-existent in that fucking movie.
Watch the trailer and you've seen the movie.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, because it starts off with that scene where he's talking to her on the bed and he's going towards her and he's like, you are the most irritable bastard person and I love you so. And fucking, that's like after a majority of the rising and falling action shit in the movie. Like, one of the bigger fights gets resolved when that point happens. It was like seeing the trailer for, I think like Quarantine back in the day and they show you the final shot at the end of the trailer.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2, when every trailer had the final shot of the movie.
Everyone has this thing where when you see the trailer, you know in your head, this is especially bad for like adventure movies, mystery movies, where you're like, okay, this shot hasn't happened yet. Which is why I fully endorse trailers putting fake things in the trailer, like Marvel did for Infinity War and Endgame. Like make fake trailers, or make like the Citizen Kane trailer where you're just like introducing the cast. Pixar trailers where you're just like doing a little external thing.
Wait, they actually do that? They put fake stuff in the trailer?
Yeah, Marvel does.
I knew it! I knew it!
In Infinity War, there's that big shot of them all running towards the camera.
I knew they did that. I just knew it. I thought I was nuts. No, they've been lying to me for years.
As far as trailers go, take the Alfred Hitchcock approach and do what he did for Psycho, where he's just walking around the set and just talking about like certain rooms in the house, specifically the bathroom.
This is what the trailer for Malcolm and Marie should have been. Hi, I'm Sam Levinson.
Honestly, yes. Because you want to know something? That is not false advertising.
Boy meets girl. Boy makes movie. Girl makes mac and cheese. Boy and girl make argument. This repeats 7 times. I'm Sam Levinson.
Just Sam Levinson jerking off into a bowl of mac and cheese. There you go. I will end my thoughts on this movie with the ending of my Letterboxd review. I honestly do not know what I expected. I didn't care for Euphoria, and I know Sam Levinson is attached to that, along with Zendaya. The trailer did not do much for me. I guess John David Washington has enough draw power for me because, yeah, he's a great actor, when given the right material, of course. Either way, this is probably going to go down as one of the worst films for me of the year so far. It was a slog to sit through. I hope I never have to see it again. Fuck you, Sam Levinson. Instead of putting your insecurities about people saying bad things about your movie and hiding behind people of color, how about you try going to therapy instead? Fuck you.
Stay tuned for Sam Levinson's next movie talking about the white boy from Missouri.
I'm gonna read my Letterboxd review word for word. You ready? Malcolm and Marie 2021, 1 star. It says nothing.
The Letterboxd review or the movie?
That's my Letterboxd review. Is it says nothing.
Just wait. Sam Levinson's gonna make a movie about all of us now.
We made it, baby. We're in Hollywood.
All right, there were four YouTubers who become school shooters, and they're super pathetic.
The question is, who plays us?
If
Ooh,
Jack Black doesn't play me, I'm gonna be real disappointed.
No, Jack Black plays me, you little bitch. You get Seth Rogen.
I request to be played by Adam Driver.
Wait, can I just have Kyle Gass?
Joe Vrenick will be played by Josh Gad.
Fuck you.
You look like him. You kind of look like him. You kind of
Fuck
look
you.
like him, though.
He gone.
Thank you for watching, guys. We might do more of these in the future. We'll see.
If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Dial 1-800-MESO-LAW.